How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. With the NBA playing their preseason games, anticipated with plenty of competition with unpredictable outcomes, Laker fans can't stop raving about Anthony Davis. While there are 5 different teams who could potentially be the #1 seed in the West, players cannot afford to rely heavily on load management. With that said, here are 10 of my bold predictions for the 2019-2020 NBA season. Dwight Howard will be cut by the Lakers before 39 games, his current jersey number. The team started AD and McGee in the front line the first preseason game at 33 years old after bouncing around from way too many teams providing little to no impact. His double-double numbers don't do much help. Despite all the right things he said, the team really don't need him. Getting a second chance with the franchise, Howard won't see much action and will be on the bench in crunch time. Can't space the floor, is looked at as the 10th man off the bench. Saying he's motivated and a changed man on a 1-year non-guaranteed $2.6 million deal, once the team struggles, he'll be the one that gets a lot of the blame for not providing enough. After being part of 7 different teams since 2016, weighed by Brooklyn and Memphis, his attitude to the locker room is simply toxic, which is why teams don't want him. It's no wonder why it took a while for him to get signed, and that same attitude will show red flags to the team. I believe Dwight will be cut by January. The Lakers will sign a stretch big in replacement. Also, the Lakers won't have home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs because the margin of error is so slim in the Western Conference. Kuzma's status is still unknown. Combined with the fact that many newly LeBron teams get off to poor starts, it'll take a few months for the Lakers to start playing their best ball. The Clippers have the deepest team in the league, won 48 games a season ago alone without an all-star. Now they're way better. Denver was the 2nd seed last season, winning 54. They got better. The 50-win Jazz added Mike Conley and Bogi Bogdanovic. They'll win in the mid-50s. Houston will also win in the 50s. Given D'Antoni's offense, those 4 teams right there I believe will finish better than the Lakers, giving them a tough, dangerous first-round opponent. With James in his 17th season, another big injury will leave his team in trouble. Simply can't miss many games due to load management. Anthony Davis also missed at least 14 games 5 of his 7 seasons in the NBA, never played more than 75 games, having some health concerns in the past. Ben Simmons will make not 1 but at least 10 3-pointers in the coming season, where he's been pulling up from long range in pickup games. After showing no improvement his 2nd season, the 6'10" point guard will be relied upon to do more of it, especially in crunch time. Since there's no more Jimmy Butler, teams will continue to lay off him, and if he continues to refuse to shoot the open shot, there will be consequences. Having Joel Embiid on the floor together will require many post touches and double teams, and the only way for Simmons' offensive game to get to the next level is being confident on his shooting. Even if he goes 20% from downtown, it's still a big asset and confident booster. Over an 82-game season, there's no excuse for Simmons to not take any outside shots. We're getting those reps will only help him late in the postseason when he's left alone outside. Zion Williamson nor any of the Duke guys will win Rookie of the Year. Despite being one of the most talked about and hyped up rookies in years, Williamson already has a solid team with a bunch of promising young guys, and veteran Drew Holiday, who's an all-star caliber player, averaged over 21 last season. If he was on a terrible team like the Knicks, Zion would play a lot more and put up bigger numbers, where he's not dependent to average 20 and 10 right off the bat. Zion might not even be a top 3 option with New Orleans right away, so I predict Ja Morant out of Murray State. His former AAU teammate and 2nd overall pick will win the honors, since Morant might already be the most important player on Memphis after they traded franchise point guard Mike Conley to rebuild. The 6'3" Morant was sensational in college. Although he won't be very efficient at first, carrying a heavy load on one of the weakest rosters, I won't be surprised to see Morant average around 18 and 8. While the Knicks added Marcus Morris, who'll take plenty of shots, RJ won't be scoring that much. Cam Reddish also won't be a top priority for Atlanta. Also, the Pelicans will make the playoffs. Even in the tough-loaded West, the former Lakers of Lonzo Ball, Ingram, and Hart are in a great position and won't have much pressure compared to playing with LeBron last season. Will shine and play to their strengths, where they already played 2 seasons together and have already established some chemistry. Having Drew Holiday on the backcourt will allow Lonzo to be even better defensively. Adding a proven veteran and sharpshooter JJ Redick is a huge help, making his indications clear to Zion, telling him, "Don't this up for me." After making the playoffs each of his first 13 seasons, Redick is certain to keep that streak alive. Lonzo, on the other hand, improved his shooting stroke and was easily the best defender for the Lakers a season ago. After his injury, his presence was badly missed. Ingram also showed glimpses of greatness. After having his season cut short, the 6'9" forward put up almost 28 a game on 57% shooting in the 6 games after the All-Star break. Due for a contract extension, the Lakers team before LeBron's arrival won 35 games, and that was 2 seasons seasons ago. Right now, Ball, Ingram, and Hart are much better than they were before. The Pelicans' up-tempo style will make them one of the fastest teams in the league, being one of the most intriguing teams to watch. The team might not have any all-stars right away being in the West, but 3 to 4 guys have all-star potential written all over them next season if they were in the East. I predict the Pelicans to win in the mid-40s and sneak into the postseason over San Antonio as the 8th seed, ending the Spurs franchise 22-year playoff run. Stephen Curry will lead the NBA in scoring and average 31.5 points a game, winning his 2nd scoring title, the most points he will put up in a single season, even more so than he did his unanimous MVP year, since Golden State will be shorthanded without Clay until at least February. Now they don't have KD. Curry's scoring numbers were through the roof without Durant on the floor last season, averaged 34.4 points per 36 minutes without KD, scored the most points of anybody in playoff history in a 4-game series sweep over Portland, averaged 36.5 points a game that series, shining constantly in the regular season, put up over 27 a game last season alone, having so many weapons on his team. Aside from D'Angelo Russell, it will be uncertain who else will pick up the scoring lack as the 3rd option. While James Harden will continue to put up insane scoring numbers, I believe he will actually pace himself this regular season. Knowing that postseason success is the only thing that will strengthen his legacy, his minutes should go down while Curry's will go up, and surprisingly, Steph hasn't averaged more than 36 minutes since the 2014 season, but that should change come 2020. The Orlando Magic will trade Mo Bamba. Since they signed Nikola Vucevic to an extension, the team has no use for the 6'11 center. He won't start. Despite having great upsides with tons of potential, the franchise wasted several high draft picks in the past. The 21-year-old Bamba needs to be playing regular minutes to develop his talents, and asking for a trade would be the best case scenario for him. Having a massive 7'10 wingspan, many teams will give up plenty to have their hands on the Harlem native. Teams like the Golden State Warriors and Toronto Raptors have some interest. Bradley Beal will be traded in the middle of the season, and I predict go to the Miami Heat. Pat Riley's getting older, and Miami hasn't been relevant since 2014. Now with Jimmy Butler on the team, they just need one more star to truly contend in the Eastern Conference. While Chris Paul's not the only target Miami's going after, his age and fat contract will be a difficult decision. While Beal still has 2 years remaining with Washington, just 26 years old, Miami should more than likely be willing to send Goran Dragic, Justice Winslow, Tyler Hero, and Bam Adebayo to Miami for Beal and another role player like David Bertans. Out of desperation, the Heat will be making some moves. Carmelo Anthony will return to the NBA in the middle of the season. Yes, you heard that right. Time is ticking and flying by. The 35-year-old is on the verge of retirement very soon. I believe the next 4 months will be his one and final chance to return to the NBA. Being disrespected, blamed for, and criticized to the high heavens, with all the negativity and memes on social media about him, many GMs simply won't take a chance on Melo. Despite still being able to average double-digit scoring numbers easily, he's still better than more than half the NBA, still in the gym constantly every day and patiently waiting to get a chance. The fact that there are way worse players getting signed over him says a lot about what most teams think. Brooklyn even signed Lance Thomas over Melo. I believe a struggling team trying to make the postseason will finally take a chance, like Portland, Detroit, or Miami, a team that struggles having a 3rd option as a scorer. If Melo's not signed by February, I believe he'll threaten to retire, but time will only tell. Finally, my MVP prediction. Throughout NBA history, almost every MVP winner finished as a 1st or 2nd seed in their conference, besides Russell Westbrook, who accomplished something that hasn't been done in over 50 years, winning it as a 6th seed in 2017. Aside from that, the best players on a top 2 team in either conference will be the heavy candidates, but because of Kawhi's load management concerns and the Rockets still trying to figure out if they can be effective right away, I mentioned the Lakers will have some rough times. Utah will be solid, with Donovan Mitchell looking to become a first-time All-Star, but Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets is my pick for MVP. After averaging 20, 11, and 7, the 7-footer played even better in the postseason. The team has excellent chemistry, and the young guys will improve. I can see the Nuggets have home court advantage throughout the West, win close to 60 games. The Joker will mess around and put up triple-doubles every other night. I predict averaging 24, 12, and 8, where Giannis and Embiid, if healthy, will also be in the MVP discussions. What are some of your bold predictions for the upcoming 2019-2020 NBA season? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I talk NBA comparisons, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe for more content, more great stuff coming soon. I love all of you. See you next time.